I know one of the big questions that people have is they've had journalists and authors have had a very hard time pinning down the Priory's true history in documentary form or historically, and that's cast a big shadow on the veracity of its being. How can you help us with that?
Zion surfaces in a manner that allows it to be seen. It leaves its imprints, a little like any traveller. It surfaces at times in history when it's expedient for it to make appearances, although they are, in the general sense and time frame, fleeting. But it is a pre-Christian concept, ideal.
Mm-hmm.
It stretches back as old as man, I suppose.
Is it possible for the Priory to prove, let's say, beyond reasonable doubt, its history and provenance, and therefore its reality, or not?
Ultimately, yes. But in doing that, it to the ultimate, to the final goal, it would facilitate showing its hand, as it were, which it's not yet prepared to do. It doesn't need to do that, in all honesty. It never has needed to do that. And it is really not important that we're believed or not believed. At this point in time, there will come a time when much of what has been said that is correct, and much of what has been fathomed by others whose steps you follow will be all too clear. I can't really elucidate any further on that, but that is, we are comfortable with that. The fact that inquiring minds may not be so comfortable with it, it's not our problem, really.
What sort of people are members of the Priory today?
All kinds of people. All kinds of people. There are people from the world of literature, the world of the arts, in all forms. There are ecclesiastical members of the church. There are individuals who are spiritually orientated. There are philosophically orientated individuals.
What do the Priory feel about this interview today?
Some are happy, some are not.
Why are you doing it?
Because I was the only one stupid enough to agree. No, because it was felt that I probably was cordial enough to do it. I agreed to do it.
Is there a debate going on about being more open or not?
Yes. Yes, there are many groups within who feel that things should be more open than they are. Others feel that they should remain as they are. Other people would that it were not as that the organisation had never come to light in the first instance.
How much can you tell us about the objects that you have, the physical evidence that you have, and in what form that takes?
I cannot tell you. I'm not prepared to tell you anything about that. What I can tell you is that there is a body of evidence that exists.
Incontrovertible?
Incontrovertible. It's about the timing. If it's timed correctly, it shouldn't come as too much of a blow. In fact, it will become probably, oh well, it's just as we suspected. That probably would be the response. That is a response that is hoped. Okay.
Can you see this? Can you see something? Can you see that body of evidence being revealed in my lifetime?
Possibly. Quite possibly.
Is there something coming? Is there an event? Is there a happening?
Yes. There is an event. There is going to be something happening that nobody will be able to turn around and say, oh, hang on, was that the event, or have we still got to wait for it?
In my lifetime?
In your lifetime, Bruce, I think, yeah.
Can you give us a steer as to what it is?
I suppose it could be said that at this point in time we are as a race, the human race is gradually reaching a point of cessation of time itself. And the seasons merge one into the next. It is a gradual cessation of time. And that cannot happen without the collapse of various other natural structures, structures inherent in the mechanics of nature itself, and we are already witnessing that. It is in keeping with a much larger cycle.
We're watching time slowing down.
Dissolve, yeah, really.